Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Ron.
Ron is right here, everyone. Thank you for joining me for some more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. I just got very paranoid about whether my microphone is actually plugged in. Yes, it is. Praise Xenu. Welcome, everybody. I'm joined today by my lovely co-host, Reese. How's it going, Reese?
Thank you. My microphone's working, right?
Yeah, your microphone sounds great.
Okay,
right
now you have me paranoid. You said that, and then I thought, oh my God, what if mine's not working? I'm real good.
Excellent. Let me show everyone your YouTube channel at Relatable Reese. You've been kicking ass over there on your live streams. It's going great. You got your monetization already. Have you been enjoying it?
I'm loving it, but Aaron, it's basic. Like, I need help on how to do the intros and the outros. I feel like I need to fancy it up a little bit. But I have a lot of friends. I have made so many friends. Like, I've been doing so many lives. I feel like my voice sounds funny. Like I've been at a Metallica concert, like screaming, because I've just been talking and people listen. That's the crazy thing. People listen. You know what else is crazy? They even give you money. People love me. It's so nice. I've made so many friends. I've never had friends before, so it's fairly exciting.
Never had friends before. Come on.
Well, not real ones. You know what it's like in the church.
It's true. I mean, I think there's something to be said for the fact that there's no such thing as an actual friend in Scientology.
Just put that on a t-shirt. That is a true statement.
I mean, you can't even confide in your spouse without worrying about getting reported and written up and turned into ethics. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that people in Scientology don't realize that they're basically living in the fascist nanny state.
It's the real deal. So that's what I mean when I say that. I mean, the friends in Scientology truly are conditional. So I have real friends now, and it's amazing. I love everybody.
That's awesome. So I keep hitting the wrong damn comments. Okay, so I titled the video Scientology, no soup for you. And that is because, so Reese was telling me a story. It was an anecdote about her own personal family and some stuff. But the story is like a microcosm of the macrocosm, which is Scientology's infatuation with not turning people into criminals by giving them things for free. It's a strange thing. This is why Scientologists will not donate to homeless shelters, soup kitchens. You'll never see a Scientologist volunteering at one of these things, because L. Ron Hubbard has programmed Scientologists to believe that if you give somebody something for free, or you don't make them pay you at least fair value, you're actually turning that person into a criminal. And we can't have criminals now, can we? So how did this play out in your life with your Doug? Doug is he was your father-in-law, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Doug was a dentist.
That's right. Now retired, but yes.
Now, normally when you've got a dentist in the family, that means you can get dental work for cheap or free.
Typically. Yeah.
Okay, tell everyone what in the hell was going on.
I mean, so much so, you guys, to the degree that, so I worked in ophthalmology for 12 years. So we did LASIK and cataract surgery. I'm just going to quickly say, I have a random ass cousin in Texas that I barely talk to. Maybe I see or talk to once every 5 years, or if there's a funeral. So she came up to Kansas City to get LASIK at the practice I was working at, and they gave her a huge discount. Like, she got over half off just because she was a random cousin in Texas. Okay. I just want to preface with that. Who is this guy walking in front of my house? Probably a PI. So I'm so paranoid now. I'm like, who are you? Oh, it's my neighbor. Sorry. It's dark out. I didn't know. Sorry, Brian. So I'm just giving you that, like Aaron just said, typically, right? That would be the case. And all of my family got discounts on glasses, contacts, what have you. Let's move over to the story with Doug. Doug is a dentist, was a dentist, now retired. He was a dentist in a Scientology owned practice for like, I think 27 years. Okay. A little bit of time there. When I married Doug's son, Michael, it was made clear to me that we pay for our dental work. And so, Aaron, I get my teeth. I'm funny about getting my teeth cleaned. I get my teeth cleaned every 6 months, like most of us. Um, when you guys get your teeth cleaned, not only do you pay for the cleaning with the hygienist, you pay for the exam and x-rays, right? Familiar with that? I don't know what the exam costs, but the exam is performed by the dentist after the hygienist cleans your teeth. Doug had to pay not only for my cleaning, he also had to pay for his own exam. You heard that right.
The exam he did on you?
Correct.
So he had to pay the practice he worked for the cost of him giving you a dental exam.
Yes, he had to pay for his own exams. So why I didn't switch and go to another practice, I think because Doug really enjoyed doing it, right? Like he wanted to do our dental work, but unfortunately he was just an associate dentist. So the owners are Bob and Terry Marks. Bob Marks has passed away. Terry Marks is not a dentist. She runs the place. She is an OT8. I think she's in charge. What's the OT8 club when you're a Publix?
The OT committee?
It's already going out of my mind. I don't remember any of these terms anymore. Thank God. She was in charge of the OT committee in Kansas City. She's kind of a big deal.
So they call that the OT committee chairman.
She's actually the OT committee. She's the OT ambassador. So she's like the person who talks to COB, actually. She would talk about that a lot. She just got back from the ship and she was talking to COB. And so like, we really like to dick swing. Christina beat me to it. Yeah. Big dick swinger. So I just want to say there was one time I was a drug addict after I left staff. I've had 7 root canals. Drugs ruin your teeth. Don't do it. So I've had a lot of root canals. So I needed a root canal when I was pregnant. And Terry came up to me and said, she was real firm with me. And she said, I'm going to do this for you one time because you're pregnant. I'm going to give you guys 10% off. I didn't tell you that part, Aaron, before we went on. Yeah, she did. 10%.
Don't tell anybody. Keep this between us. I don't want the word to get out in the street. Okay.
Yeah, because
I don't want people to find
criminal.
out. I don't want anyone to know we're giving away treatment around here. Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to get something for nothing. And if it comes up, I'm denying that I gave you that 10% off. So she did. So I got 10% off. And Doug would always refer to her as a bean counter. He would just say, they're just bean counters. Meanwhile, these people are constantly going on vacations, driving brand new luxury cars. The other thing I wanted to add to that is that Doug, in those 27 years, see, I know everything about this because Brenda would tell me everything, his wife, because she would bitch about it. And she was like, do you know, in that 27 years, he had never gotten a raise. They never gave him a raise. And she said every year for Christmas, he gets a $25 Applebee's gift card. You can't even get a sampler appetizer for that these days. You can't even get any mozzarella sticks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Could you imagine giving a professional a $25 gift card as an annual gift and thinking that you've done something? I mean, my God, my kids ask me for more than that when they're going anywhere.
I know. It's actually kind of sad. We laugh about it, but I mean, looking back on it, I remember checking. So I was married to Michael for 10 years, his son. So this is 10 years worth of teeth cleanings, right? Whenever we would go to check out, Terry would come up to the receptionist and be like, make sure that you bill Doug for this full price. I mean, it was embarrassing. It was truly embarrassing. And so I'm the only one in the family with the teeth problems. Michael really didn't need any work done. I constantly was needing work done. And she once told Doug, she said, Doug put in a CSW to Terry, which is completed staff work. It's a request. Okay. He put in a CSW to Terry asking if he could somehow like do this at cost. I needed a crown and he wanted to get the crown at cost, right? She wrote him back. She didn't approve it. And she said, you can do dental work after hours in the evening. And that's all I'm going to allow. He couldn't do that because he needs an assistant. Dentists can't do all that work without, I think we tried it one time and I had my own hand with the sucker thing. Well, while he was trying to work on me, I was like, is it right place? I'm numb. I can't feel anything. I don't know. That didn't work. So Scientologists, you guys, I just wanted to, so I was giving you the first story about the LASIK and cataract surgery. And then it pertains to you guys. I mean, you guys give us money like super chats. I'm still blown away by this super chat thing. Forgive me, but I'm new at this. And it's amazing to me how much you guys care. And then you have people like Bob and Terry Marks. So the other thing, Aaron, should we go into what happened to Doug?
Actually, yeah, that's a good story.
Yeah. So these people are just no breaks for Doug. And then during COVID, Bob and Terry have a daughter. Her name is Emily Marks. She graduated from dental school and came on as a dentist. They immediately started giving her all of the new patients. So Doug was no longer getting new patients. He started writing KRs, knowledge reports, Doug did, and submitting them to the church here, saying she's cutting into my income, and Terry Marks said, what is it? Blood is thicker than water or something. And so they kind of got it was kind of bad and they were kind of locking horns there. And Doug was really reporting about this. And I think he was like they're a WISE company, which Aaron, you can a WISE company is a Scientology, like consultants. So
WISE stands for the World Institute of Scientology Enterprises. And that's like the business consulting umbrella of Scientology, right? Now, but if you have a dental practice who is a WISE member, it doesn't mean that they do business consulting, but it means all Scientologist business owners have agreed by being a WISE member to not ever take another Scientologist to court over business disputes and to settle all business disputes using a WISE mediator. And so you'll get Scientologists constantly tattling on each other to WISE because it's the only thing they can do.
That's right. That's right. So I bring this up because Doug was so upset about it. It was really cutting into his income. He was not getting any new patients. Before that, they were kind of splitting it, right? Like 50-50. And so then she comes in, their kid, and takes away all of that income for Doug. So he pulls in like WISE and says, I want to have an ethics cycle or a chaplain cycle about this. They would not have it. Terry and Bob said, nope, you're not getting any new patients. She's getting the new patients. So all of a sudden, Brenda tells me Bob and Terry are inviting us over for dinner. Doug and Brenda are going over for dinner to their house, which is unusual. They're not friends outside of work. They fired him. Fired Doug just overnight. They said, you're done. We're not going to have you as a dentist here anymore. You're going to say you retired and it was due to COVID and you're going to say you retired. And he didn't get to go back to work the next day. His patients never got any kind of a letter that informed. I was told that when patients came in to see him, you're going to see Emily Marks, our daughter now. He retired. So it was like this perfect by way of design to just push him out. And like you just said, a Scientologist can't sue another Scientologist. Brenda told me that Doug wanted to take legal action about that, but he couldn't.
What an awkward dinner. Why would you want to invite someone into your home to fire them?
I'm surprised they didn't invite him to Applebee's to use his gift card for it.
I should have said. Hope you've been saving up those gift cards. Oh my.
Getting the boot over some mozzarella sticks is hardcore.
Okay, so they fire him. They're doing all this stuff. What happens next?
John Sostowski.
Not eating good in the neighborhood.
What happens next? Well, Doug is heartbroken, right? Like this guy, his patients are everything. He is a very good dentist. He was very gentle. I liked Doug as a dentist. So they fire him and he's suddenly retired. So let's see. Doug tells me this, not Doug so much, Brenda gives me all this info that apparently being a dentist, you have to, obviously it's like a doctor. You have to keep up your continuing education credits, right? And then you also have, which they didn't pay for, which Brenda told me most practices pay for, malpractice insurance. Doug had to pay for that. And it's crazy expensive, Brenda said, really, really expensive. So he drops all of that and he lets his continuing ed, all that drop. And speaking of drop, Bob Marks drops the body. He checks out. He dies.
He was trying to go get those upper OT levels from LRH on target too, I guess.
Yeah, he left a target too. He checked out. Well, he was OT7.
But like he wasn't even dying, right? He just dropped dead.
So no, I don't know if you would say he was dying. He had open heart surgery. True story. This guy had open heart surgery and tried to die then. His wife, Terry, is OT8. And I was told that he tried to die during the surgery and Terry had to jump through tunnels to pull him back and put him back.
No.
So she tried to save him then and she forced him to come back and it was a whole thing. So he gets done with the surgery and he never really gets better. And then he starts practicing being a dentist again, like 2 days a week. Like he really can't come back to work. The guy lost so much weight. He was like gaunt and he looked terrible. And it was really quite sad. So then about a year goes by and all of a sudden his liver starts failing overnight and he died. And his daughter, Emily, was pregnant at the time and due in 2 weeks. So he's back. He's good.
We all know what was happening.
Yeah. He's doing good. He's going to be a dentist again. So he dies. And so here's what happens, guys. He dies. They're screwed. No one really expected him to die. Terry calls up Doug and says, hey, can you come back? No joke. Doug's license has been lapsed at that point, and he doesn't have malpractice. And she asked him to get those 2 things back and report to post. And that's not happening. Doug is not a dentist as of right now.
Scientologist. And I usually hesitate to make broad sweeping generalities, but it is incredible how Scientologists call themselves the most ethical beings on the planet, the most pro-survival, the most this or that. And they show the smallest regard for their fellow human beings, even fellow Scientologists. That's what I think even members of other groups or, would find weird about Scientology. They don't even take care of their own. It's like, and they wonder why they're losing members so fast. There's almost no benefit whatsoever to being a Scientologist unless you're Grant Cardone and you make all your money off of the Scientologists. You know what I'm saying?
Or Dan O'Connor. I'm pretty sure that's how he climbed to making a lot of money by using people.
Yeah.
But it is a real thing, guys. Like if you don't pay full price, if you get any kind of a discount, you're kind of a degraded being. Like it's frowned upon. You, like Aaron said, it's what LRH calls a criminal. You're making the person a criminal by cutting anybody a break.
Yes. And actually, I guess some people, the little Scientology education for the day. L. Ron Hubbard says there are 4 conditions of exchange. Condition 1 is no exchange. That's theft. That's criminality, right?
That's something for nothing, right?
Something for nothing. And that's what
it's called. Yeah.
That is the exchange condition of a criminal. That is thieves, bank robbers, and I guess homeless people who accept donations. Yeah. Grant Cardone.
And Grant Cardone.
Condition 2 is what they call partial exchange. You give something, but not enough. Condition 3 is called fair exchange and is equal value for equal value and is the exchange that is currently in fashion amongst Homo sapiens on planet Earth. Condition 4 exchange is what Scientology values, and that is called exchange in abundance. That is someone comes into your diamond store and pays for a normal diamond, and you give them a beautifully cut blue diamond, basically giving more than what was expected. or giving more than you receive. And that is the only true condition of exchange that will guarantee success in this sector of the Galactic Confederation, according to His Holiness Old Man L. Ron Hubbard.
Nailed it.
I got to tell you, sometimes I think public Scientologists believe this shit even more than staff members and Sea Org members. Honestly, in my experience of, because I was never a public Scientologist. I just never was. And the more I learn about the experience of public Scientologists, in some ways, it seems like public believe the bullshit even more than the staff. It sounds crazy, but I swear to God, I think it's true.
Oh, I think that's true. I was a public longer than I was staff. I don't know about you, but for me, it was very common to hear, well, that's out exchange. You're being out exchange. My dad would say that all the time. And lots of people in the public field would say that. I can tell you, this kind of pertains to it. I told you once, Dan O'Connor, before he was loaded, knocked up Amanda before they got married. Remember, they each cheated on their spouses. Dan gets her pregnant. And in Scientology, a lot of staff don't have health insurance. We found out, Dan told me, but it was found out, loose lips sink ships. Dan, she had that baby with Medicaid state support because they couldn't pay for it at the time.
So they're both full-time staff members for Scientology that's got billions in the bank. Dan O'Connor at that time, as the senior case supervisor, is delivering tens of thousands of dollars of auditing per week, making at least that much for Scientology per week. And they're having to pay for their baby's birth with Medicaid.
Correct. And I remember my in-laws being furious about that. All the OT8s that I knew of that talked about it were so angry that he was so out exchange.
With who? Who's he out exchange with?
Well, he got something for nothing. He was, inside. It's frowned upon to use government, like any kind of get government checks, welfare funds, anything like that. That's kind of welfare in a way, right? The government paid for the delivery of the child and the hospital stay.
Right. So Dan O'Connor, senior CS Kansas City org, was demonstrating criminal exchange by expecting the government to pay his medical bills for him.
Do you think now that he's loaded that he sent a check to the government to cover that?
Hell no.
To make up for it so that it was in abundance?
Hell no.
No.
Oh, there was something you said there that reminded me. Oh my God, it left in my old age, Risa. This happens to me all the time.
It's going to come back. You've been getting plenty of sleep the last few days.
I've been getting so much sleep this week. It's incredible. I've been making up for the last 2 months of bad sleep.
We can tell. We can tell. You're really bright-eyed, pistachio.
My eyes look better these days. I was getting pretty sunken and hollow and gray and blue and all that crap.
You're all glowy.
Okay, let's see. There's a couple comments that have been stacking up here. Jamie Dodger, yo, AA run. Love these chats with Reese. Went to the cinema tonight. Choice of Barbie or the new Mission Impossible. Saw Barbie. No way I'm watching Little Tommy's film. Barbie had a better story. Reese, sending love from England.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you so much. Well, what's incredible is that Mission Impossible is actually stinking at the box office. It's not even going to make its money back at this rate. So that's pretty incredible. I probably have to do a video about that at some point. I don't like picking on little Tommy because it's like kicking a man when he's down. I'm just kidding. I love picking on him. All right.
Of course we do.
OMG. So like Valley Girl says, you guys are really doing an amazing job putting these live streams and videos. Putting out these live streams and videos right now. So amazing and unreal. I wish I had 24 hours more in my day to keep caught up on all of it. Hey, Valley Girl, I know how to double the amount of hours you have in a day, at least for YouTube. Watch the videos on 2x speed. It's amazing. It's changed my life. Totally changed my life.
You're going to have to show me how to do that. I see people talking about it and I don't know what that means.
I'll show you. Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Okay.
Cedar Duval says, Wise is utterly bogus. They completely destroyed my dad's company in the 90s. They sent a Dear Scientologist letter to all of our clients, and we lost 60% of our business overnight. Wow. Oh, my God. I mean, that could be grounds for a lawsuit right there. But That's incredible. Lydia von Stretchclaw, a Jerry Maguire style sacking in Applebee's. Doug's like, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? I'm taking this Bloomin' Onion. No, that's the wrong restaurant, right?
Yeah, I would be going to Applebee's if they had a Bloomin' Onion. They don't have one. They don't. That is so true.
KC Cat, I totally need more info on Scientologists in Kansas City. Is there a center here and everything? I had no idea. Is this one of those orgs where technically it's not in Kansas City anymore?
Oh, no, like it's in downtown KC-Mo.
I thought it was in like Kentucky, though. Or is that Columbus org? Is the Columbus org in Kentucky? There's one of these orgs that's in Kentucky right over the state line, and it's not supposed to be. Anyway, so that's not Kansas City?
That's not, it's Kansas City, Missouri, and then there's Kansas City, Kansas. There's KCK, KC-Mo.
And which one's the Kansas City org?
Kansas City org is in Kansas City, Missouri. No one talks about Kansas City, Kansas. It's small. KC-Mo is like where everything's happening. It's the big metropolis.
And so where's it located?
It's located in a kind of a, what's the district called? Power and Light district. And so that's like a new, fun, happening place where there's like a lot of hipster types and people who get out.
Types?
People who have friends.
No soup for hipsters. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's funny because it really is a huge area, Power and Light. It's where all the concerts come to town. I think Taylor Swift was just there. Brenda told me that they are so busy on first Fridays of every month that like Doug has to go down. It's an all hands situation because so many people are flooding into the org. And I'm like, that's to use the bathroom, right? It is not for any other reason. Nobody, if they're flooding in, it's because they have to pee and they're going to a concert. But yeah.
So the all hands on deck is just to get everybody cleaning those bathrooms after
probably
after someone explodes.
If I had to guess.
Someone blows it up. Okay, Captrock H. Our local Applebee's sometimes has $1 margaritas. What? $1 margaritas. I'm
can't
down.
Get anything for $1. Nothing.
Wow. You can't even get a Way to Happiness booklet for $1. Jamie Dodger forgot to say that I watched Battlefield Earth movie for the first time last week. Best sleep I've had in a long time. I ought to watch that again. It's probably been 20 years.
It creeped me out. We saw it in the theaters. I felt bad for John Travolta.
I know. I kind of do too. Old Scott, there's a difference between not giving to charity outright and outright exploiting people. Although it's amazing how many of the former also enjoy to do the latter. Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. Jen Nelson, Reese is a treasure. Heart.
Jen, you're a little ferret. That's so cute. Thank you.
Jamie Dodger, I'm a bit upset that Reese didn't call me a cute little waffle.
I didn't even think about a waffle. That's adorable. With what could you put on a waffle? With some, what's that fluff stuff?
Whipped cream.
Comes in a can. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool Whip.
I don't need one. Yeah. That's what she is.
There you go. Katie Lauren says, I've been loving Reese's lives. You can read this one.
Aaron, you need to get over this. You got to get past it. We need to have a live just on this.
I didn't do my grade 0.
We need to raise your confront. We need to raise your confront. All right,
ahead. You can read this one.
All the cooter talk cracked me up. Definitely living up to the relatable name. I love old men too. Ooh, yes. Aaron, I found an old man by the avocados at Costco the other day, and it was on. He was so flirty, and he had like a Navy veteran hat on, and I was pretty turned on. I was by myself. Jeff wasn't with me. And ooh, he was all wrinkly. He was a little pretzel twist.
You should hang out down by the Social Security Administration or whatever. And
I should. Yeah, I was going to go to the Shrine Temple and pick one up. Don't get me started. I love old guys. It's a creepy ass thing. And we're going to do a video on that entirely. It's a problem.
Oh my God. Okay, Casey Cat. I just Googled it. It's at 18th and Grand in an old bank in P&L. That's Power and Light, right?
Yep.
The conference room is in the bank vault. They don't even use the conference room. That's just for show. Like, is that one of those conference rooms that they say the public can use? Or is that, well, like, because orgs don't usually have conference rooms even.
No. I
Yeah.
I honestly didn't spend a lot of time in this newer org. It opened in 2019. That's when I went to the grand opening. It is 8 stories though. It is huge. And it is just empty.
And it's just chock full of hundreds of chairs for Dan O'Connor to throw at people. So you think thousands of chairs?
He is a chair thrower.
He's
He is
an
a chair thrower.
affluence on chairs. Okay. Stana rhymes with Donna. Isn't the org in Kansas City an ideal org? Yes. Isn't it in the arts district? Is the arts district the same thing as the Power and Light district?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just south of Crown Center. I have. Thank you, Stana. Oh, Jamie says I am a he.
It could go both ways. Reese is also a boy's name. So Jamie, I get it. I'm sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Reese, what can you make out with the photo? What is the photo on Jamie's?
It's a
thing?
cat going like that.
It is?
I think. I hope.
Wow.
I hope it's not.
I cannot tell. Okay.
I mean, I see an arm. I don't know.
I thought it was a she as well. I thought it was a she as well. Party foul. My apologies. Should never assume. Jack Stevens, Cincinnati org is in Covington, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yes, the Cincinnati org is in fact in Kentucky. And that's how little Scientology thinks of Kentucky. They won't even call it the Church of Scientology Kentucky. They said, nope, we're sticking with the name. Why they couldn't find a building that wasn't in Kentucky, only David Miscavige knows.
There just weren't any.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I want to go on.
Cincinnati, one of these orgs where they, instead of calling it the Church of Scientology of Cincinnati, they called it like the Church of Scientology of Central Ohio or something. Or is that Columbus? There's one of these orgs, they renamed it. So it's a region instead of a city.
Oh, really? That I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
How dumb.
It might be how they justified putting it in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying?
Huh. Did not know that.
So let's see. So poor Doug. So did Doug make enough? It sounds like he couldn't have possibly made enough money to retire on, because I mean, the guy's getting get $25 gift cards for his annual, like what's Doug's situation?
Doug cashed in. He had a 401k. He cashed that in like 10 years ago to guess where? Give it to the org.
Oh, no.
So Doug does not have any retirement. As far as I know, he kind of started doing some day trading and learning how to do that. I feel real bad for Doug, honestly. At the same time, I don't, because he cut us out without a goodbye. But for the rest of his life, I'm not really sure what they're going to do with him.
Wow. And because I know a lot of people watching won't have seen our previous chats. I mean, Doug is the guy who handles bad news so poorly, the family doesn't tell him anything. So when you and Doug's son got a divorce, nobody told Doug for like 9 months.
9 months went by. I was asked to not tell him because it was too en theta. It was too much bad news. So we just had to act like normal. We went out on our family dinners with Doug and Brenda, and luckily that worked for us because Michael and I stayed friends. We're still friends. I mean, it was not a bad divorce at all.
But
yeah,
literally everyone's like, don't tell Doug you're divorced.
Yep. Couldn't tell him. It was would make him bad indicators, BIs. And that's the truth, guys. He's very sensitive. And again, Doug is not like the rest. He shows emotion. He cries. He can't handle things. Aaron, do you want to read that?
You can read it.
Aaron, we're going to bull bait you on this.
You have to say Lathander Grauklinger.
I know, I tried to in one of my lives and it came out awful. It was like saying chili rellenos. Okay. You know how you're supposed to roll the tongue. As a non-native speaker, what on earth is cooter? Aaron, can you explain what cooter is, please?
So it's like if you're in Britain,
you're doing good.
There's something that Americans have over here that we call a fanny pack. And yet fanny means something completely different to the Brits. So just ask the Brits, what does fanny mean? And that's the same thing that cooter means. How about that?
Aaron, you can do better than that. We need to flatten this.
Now we're good.
Cooter is just the lower region, Latanda, for a woman.
Oh my God. Let's see.
Silly.
Latanda, Lydia von Stretchclaw. Aaron is struggling with this.
Aaron, you're in your 40s. We need to flatten this. It's fun to
No, we're
talk
good.
about.
We're totally good. Jamie Dodger says, it's my cat Conquer in the picture. Now passed on. Swish moves getting, Swish.
I knew
moves.
it.
Swish moves. What does that mean? Swish
I don't know.
moves.
Keep going. Go past
Swish-
the word and see if you can push through.
Swish moves getting another 5 pounds off me. AA run. Long live SPTV. Love to you both, Mr. Jamie.
Mr.
Dodger.
Jamie.
I like. Actually, that would be a good thing to put on his name, Mr. Jamie Dodger. Yeah. I mean, I would if I was a Jamie, I would probably put Mr. Jamie Dodger.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. I want to figure out what this means. It's my cat Conquer in the picture. Now passed on.
Mhm.
Swish moves getting another 5 pounds off me. And that's 5 of currency, not 5 pounds of weight. I'm confused, but I appreciate the overall sentiment. I'm sorry to hear about Conquer passing. I thought he had a new cat named Swish. I thought he had a new cat named Swish. That's where I thought he was going with this.
I bet he'll clarify for us.
Yeah.
Unless there's a word or symbol.
John Sostovsky says, Cooter, any of several freshwater turtles.
Aaron, you said it.
Well, it's any of several freshwater turtles.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's other definitions that we can clear if you'd like.
The coot, otherwise known as the hard shell coot, the soft shell coot. There's the saltwater coot.
You guys, he's doing it. Aaron, I'm so glad. This has been a problem all week. People want you to flatten this.
Oh my
nice
God.
job.
Oh, Miss Ann Thorpe translated. He said, nice move getting an additional $5 out of him. Because he had to explain what the cat was.
Oh,
that's hilarious. That is good. Yeah, Coot wins the day. That's what it is.
I like the saltwater coot.
Yes. The the gargantuan South American coot. Jess Gunn, LMAO, Reese grooming old guys.
Ooh, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'm gonna go to the VA.
The long-necked cooter. That one's really good for soups. It's an actual turtle. Yeah.
I'm just really loving to hear you say it, Aaron. Keep going.
Steve Britton sent me an email. Okay, I'll check it out. Steve.
I love Steve Britton.
Oh my God, so funny. All right, well, was there any part of the story you wanted to tell, or does that pretty much cover it?
I think that covers it for today. We just wanted to hop on and have a quick chat with you guys. Was there anything else for you, Aaron?
No, so much going on. Oh, actually, I didn't mean to click on that. I thought it was okay to take advantage of Medicare and senior citizens' money. Oh, in Scientology, this is actually interesting, though, because to a public Scientologist, this is when I said sometimes it seems that public Scientologists believe everything even more than staff members do. A public Scientologist would probably agree with this, that it's or would think it's not okay to take advantage and get money for free. And yet, to a staff member and a Sea Org member, actually, Reese, did you know most Scientology orgs got the free PPP money from the government, even though that money was intended to save jobs?
No way.
Just the Church of Scientology of New York took millions of dollars in PPP loans that they didn't have to pay back, even though they don't pay their staff anything.
I was going to say, how does that work? Because I know like Jeff got it because he has a legit company. How does that work if you're a nonprofit?
Tons of churches got PPP money, but you would think that Scientology, being not wanting to be out exchange or whatever, would be like, yeah, we don't even pay our staff, so we're not going to lie and say that we need government money to keep our doors open, because they don't, and they don't pay. They're tax free. They don't have their only bills is electricity and water. They don't pay property tax. They have almost zero payroll expense. They don't pay any income tax, so it's crazy. And the other thing is that Scientology also clearly doesn't mind being out exchanged with the banks, because they run up when they find out a Sea Org member is going to die. They take out hundreds of thousands of dollars of unsecured lines of credit in that Sea Org member's name. They charge up all the cards, give it to Scientology, because once the person dies, all those unsecured credit cards,
It's written
all
off.
that unsecured debt just gets written off.
You've got to be kidding right now. I did not know that. Are you being serious?
Oh, yeah. The Aftermath Foundation has helped old people who were sent off to die, there's these houses, they send Sea Org members who are dying. And we have so much evidence that has been shared with the authorities on Scientology doing this, in most cases, without the Sea Org members' knowledge or consent. Like, they steal the Sea Org member's identity, open up hundreds of thousands of dollars of cards. When we say Scientology has a lot to be afraid of, this is what we're talking about. And I'm not letting out any secrets. Scientology already knows that we know, they know, we know, they know, we know, you know. Anyway, so this is the kind of shit the government really likes going after, because it has nothing to do with religious interpretation of scripture and freedom of religion. This is pure identity theft and credit card fraud. This is the RICO shit. So
I had no idea. Now, the PPP thing is already enough. That's shocking. But I'm really hurt by what you just said about people who are passing away.
Yeah.
And taking advantage like that. That's horrific.
Yeah. And they make them pay for auditing. That's the justification. Well, there's no one to audit you, but if you pay for the auditing, we'll give you somebody. Even though they're Sea Org members.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Aaron, I did not know
this
that.
This is why I go, sometimes I really do think that Scientologists believe at least what L. Ron Hubbard claims the principles of Scientology are, more than the staff in the Sea Org, who are more like on the business end of the equation. Their work doesn't require as much belief. It just requires doing.
Yep.
Yeah. Joe Borders.
That's so true.
Joe Borders. Yeah. There's a whole bunch that I missed here. Joe Borders says, if all sickness is caused by crimes against the church, do Scientologists have to see the ethics officer every time they catch a cold? Well, the answer to the last part of your question is yes, they do have to see the ethics officer every time they catch a cold, but not because sickness is caused by crimes against the church, but caused by what they call being PTS, potential trouble source, connected to a suppressive person. But one of the things that they say opens you up to being susceptible to being suppressed is you have committed crimes. So you have to go to the ethics officer, not only to find out who you're PTS to, but what crimes you've committed that allowed you to go PTS to that person in the first place. This is why Scientologists pretend they're not sick. It costs too much damn money to get sick.
This is why Doug, the entire amount of time I've known him since I was 13 on staff, Doug and many others, guys, if you know when somebody's sick, every time he'd go, it's allergies. Scientologists say that every time if you get good at being a Scientologist, because you don't want to have to do all of that. They
do not want to be sick. Jamie Dodger says again, oh my God, Fanny means lady front bottom here in the UK, Reese. And thanks YouTube for explaining swish.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Bison 5360. Y'all make me laugh. And I got 4 teeth pulled today. Mouthful of gauze. Ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch.
If it makes you feel any better, Doug pulled my 4 teeth and we had to pay for it. I wondered about you taking that drink, Aaron, making you laugh. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm sorry you got your 4 teeth pulled, but I had to get my wisdom teeth out, and no soup for you.
Yeah. When I was pretty young when I had my two. I only have 2. Like, I was only born, or only 2. Like 2 of the teeth didn't exist. I had 2 wisdom teeth. Anyway, I had full general anesthesia just for those 2 teeth. I'm the only I've never met anyone else who went fully under for wisdom teeth. I see people getting injections and getting that shit yanked out of their mouth. I'm like, I can't do that. I told you I can't handle pain. I cannot. I do not have a high threshold.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I already knew that, but you were fully put out for this?
100%. And it's like time traveling. I cannot recommend it highly enough. 1 second, you're counting down from 10, and the next second you're waking up. It's like freaking time travel.
I'm sorry, Aaron, but I'm judging you a little bit here. 2 teeth.
It ended up being 2 teeth. And actually the one they went up to get, they only took out 1 because the other one they went to get it and they couldn't reach it. So they sewed it back up and said, I don't know. They said, come back at another time. And so there's one that's still up there. And like, yeah. So general anesthesia for 1 wisdom tooth.
Aaron, that's sad, but you have made some progress today. We got you to say cooter. So kind of balances it out.
Okay.
I'm going to flatten you on it.
Kathy Ann says, are you going to Danny Masterson's sentencing on September 4th? Probably just slipping my mind, but I'm so looking forward to that hearing. Much love to you both. I will be. I don't think it's on September 4th. I think it's on September 7th, but whenever it is, yes, I'm going to be there. I've already been granted my press pass. And this time my press pass was granted, not as growing up in Scientology, but as SPTV. How about that?
Oh,
pretty
cool,
right? Yeah. Okay. Joe Borders says, oh no, we did that one. Let's see. Lisa Marchbanks, Tom Cruise's son involved with the Chase Wave 2. Yep. Tom Cruise's son had.
Oh yeah. I saw that video.
An involvement with that. Kim White, you both sound so cute on 2x speed. That's one of the things. Everybody sounds absolutely adorable on 2x speed. Everybody.
You're going to have to show me how to do that.
I'll show you. You're going to love it.
Okay.
Bison 5360. I am getting Invisalign at 59 years old. How about that? That's great. I had Invisalign myself. I still wear my trays every night. It's one of the reasons that my teeth look so good. They didn't always look so good.
I really want to get it done, but again, no breaks. So I'll figure out a way someday to do that.
Not only did I get Invisalign, I had the LASIK surgery twice.
How's
Luckily,
that working?
I paid. It worked great the first time, and then it started going bad, and then I got it again, and it's been great for like 10 years straight. So, and I even went back in for a third time, and I'm like, guys, vision's getting blurry, and they checked it, and they're like, you're like maybe 20, 30. I'm like, well, I don't know. Why do I squint all the time? And they're like, I don't know. Just stop squinting all the time. Okay.
Because you're in your 40s.
I know.
It goes downhill. That's what happens.
Yeah. Miranda Brinker. Did your brother have the opposite wisdom teeth? Happens with identical twins all the time. My brother had it. That's a good question. I don't remember my brother ever getting his wisdom teeth out. That's a good question. No way to know now. Captain Zombie 1. I was put under for my 4 wisdom teeth, but I woke up. That's like my worst nightmare, is not getting enough anesthesia or whatever, like waking up in the middle of a procedure.
What procedure? You had 1 tooth out. What are you doing?
No, but the idea of being under and having waking up in the middle of a surgery. Could you imagine?
Well, that's why Scientologists don't do that. My dad fell off a roof and had a compound fracture. The bone came out of the, sticking out. And he refused. They had to put pins in and a plate and all that shit. He refused to be put out. They gave him an epidural. Yeah, because he's a raging Scientologist. We're not going to get that engram. So he got an epidural like you're going to deliver a child. Yeah.
I've always wondered about this. It's so funny. Like, if Dianetics is supposed to be able to erase engrams like that, then why are Scientologists so paranoid about getting engrams? It doesn't make any damn sense. They're so preoccupied with preventing engrams or preventing them from being restimulated when it'd be like, you don't see Wolverine being afraid of getting stabbed because he can heal instantly.
He can. He's pretty cool for that reason. I like him. You know what else is interesting? Even not even nothing as heavy as surgery. You're right, though. You can stub your toe, and people are like, shh, everybody.
Yeah. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Meanwhile, every Scientologist has engrams full of people going, shh.
Yes. I remember asking the QualSec once, Alex Carr, who's the oldest staff member in Kansas City. I said, what happens if you stub your toe and you go, oh, shit, damn it, or whatever, and you talk? Is that in an engram? And he was like, I don't know. Is that recording?
The answer would be yes, according to Dianetics, because your active mind doesn't know who's saying, they're just recording the words. So
which is why I have
anyway,
diabetes. Hi, sugar.
but hi, sugar. But this is sort of a really good example though, of Scientologists not thinking very deeply about what it is they're supposed to believe, because the preoccupation with preventing engrams doesn't make a lot of sense when people are like, I got rid of my lifetime somatic in 20 minutes of Dianetics auditing. And it's like, okay, but everybody has to be quiet when I kick this table, because otherwise my whole track will become crashing up into present time and overwhelm me. It's like,
Aaron,
whatever.
you make a great point, but let me ask you something. I had never thought of that till just now. You say so many things where I'm like, oh, wow, never thought of that till just now. Did you think of that stuff when you were in Scientology?
No.
Right. No,
No.
you didn't. So
No.
it's interesting. It's kind of sad because, it's like we want them to wake up and realize it, but they're not going to. We didn't. Right?
Good point. It's a good point.
But you make
It's
a
a good
great
point.
point about that, because they're freaked out about surgeries 100%. But what about just something small?
Yeah.
Like I said, stub your toe. Everybody, shush, 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 everybody be quiet. It's just so, you're right.
And if someone falls down and hits their head, it's like, that's like an entire Scientology organization will go silent instantly if someone falls down and hits their head. And that's interesting, right? Because you kind of go, oh, wow, that makes it seem like they care. It's a really funny thing to care about that, but not care about things like, your overall physical health, or, your family relationships, or,
Yeah.
getting an education, or helping the needy. We don't care about that. But if someone hits their head, oh my God, everything comes to a grinding halt.
But wait, do we care? Because when that person does hit their head, no one helps them. They just shut up. The person could be laying there bleeding out, and they're like, be quiet. They're bleeding out. They don't do anything about it. Nobody actually gets medical care. They're just like, shh. Don't you agree?
It's just this very like singular infatuation with preventing engrams.
It makes me think of when I went to see my OT8 chiropractor. He did an assessment on me, and he looks at me, once again, he scans with his eyes, and he goes, whoa, where'd you get the concussion?
Oh my
Just
God.
looks at me. And I was like, probably from hitting my head, no one helping me. I mean,
oh my
where
God.
do you think I got it? Yeah. I mean, if
I didn't realize he was just scanning you with his eyes. Every time you've said that, I didn't. Oh my God.
Yes. When I first saw him, he said, I just did a scan. He said, I can see cancer and I don't see anything. And I thought, wow, that's impressive.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He asked me where I got a concussion, which I've never, that I know I've had a concussion, but if you can see that I had a concussion, you should be able to see where it happened, right?
I've had no less than 5 major concussions in my life. And that means hitting my head and being completely unconscious. That's kind of a lot for someone who did not play professional football.
You hit your head enough to where you were unconscious?
5 different times at least, yes.
Wow. Ooh.
Might explain a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That tells us a lot. That does. That adds up.
Yes. All right. Sarah S. says, people with cuters have no choice but to handle pain. Yes.
I'm just proud of you for reading it. But Sarah's right.
Lydia von Stretchclaw. I had different drugs to get my wisdom teeth out. It was epic. Weird things happened. May start my own religion. I love it. Kalaya. Nope. I always say this wrong. Kyla.
Keela. It's Keela. Keela. We talked about it. It's Keela.
Okay. Keela. Reese, you look really beautiful and shiny. I'm late, but is Jeff coming home? I thought he was coming home Friday.
He's coming home Friday, you guys, and you know what that means. Hello, bone phone. That's right. I said it.
Oh
Aaron, get over your life. Get it together, man. You have 3 children. You can say cooter and you can say bone phone.
That's not my business. All right. Jen Nelson, I got 24. What? I thought you only have 24 teeth. How many teeth does a person have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think a human being has 28 teeth. I got to Google
Hold
this
on.
shit.
Hold on. I don't think so, guys.
Many teeth do humans have?
Does she mean
32.
two?
32 teeth. All right. Well, look, clearly
That's a
the
lot.
dentist was working on a greater program. There was
That's a lot.
clearly this was a preparatory work. It wasn't like she went in for a cavity and he pulled all 24 teeth. This was planned. This was structured. This was an
That's a
expensive
lot.
treatment plan. That's at least $30,000 in my dentistry costs so much money. Or is it just Scientology dentists that charge an insane amount of money?
No, because I have a non-Scientology dentist. It's very expensive.
Yeah,
It's very
it's like
expensive.
you could buy several homes for what people pay for dental care, like down payment.
Sorry to hear that though, Jen, because that's a lot of soup you're going to be eating.
Oh, but they did put her under. So she was under general. So Jen knows what it's like to time travel. Have you ever, Reese, have you ever been so tired on an airplane that you fall asleep before takeoff and then wake up on landing? Time travel. It's like going through a wormhole. It's incredible.
I don't think I've ever, Aaron, I don't think I've ever fallen asleep before takeoff, but I've fallen asleep but no, I didn't feel like a time traveler.
I was once so freaking tired. I fell asleep even before takeoff. And okay, this is one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me is I was still dreaming when we landed, but in my dream we were crashing and I screamed, but I was still asleep when I screamed. And then my scream woke me up. And when I regained my composure, I turned to my wife next to me. I go, did I just scream when we landed?
Like a little girl?
She's like, yeah.
Oh
you did.
my God. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had to walk that one off. Okay. Miranda Brinker says, as a redhead, any pain meds don't work the same. I was just going to say this. Pain meds do not work as well on gingers. Okay, it's not pleasant to wake up to surgery of any kind, but especially dental. My C-section sucked too. Wow. Paula Puffer says, what is an engram? So in Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard says that an engram is a recording of any moment of pain and unconsciousness that gets recorded and stored in your reactive mind, which is L. Ron Hubbard's version of the subconscious mind. And that these recordings, your reactive mind takes them literally. And that any words that are said in these recordings will act upon you psychically later as literal commands. So like if you have a recording and the paramedic is going, hurry up, she can't breathe. That later, when that engram is reactivated, you will have trouble breathing.
You'll have asthma.
Anyway, yeah. So all of Dianetics is about erasing engrams.
So Paula, just to add to that, my chiropractor said I have diabetes because when I was born, my dad walked into the room and probably said, "Hi, sugar." That's how ridiculous.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Sure
okay.
is.
Jenny Davis. I had free dental my whole life for me and my children. Dentist was just one of my dad's skiing buddies. Exactly.
You know what, Jenny and Aaron, you know what I want to say to that? I actually left one little part out of that, the dental story. So Huxley, my son is now 13. He needed some major dental work done when he was 2. Actually, he had general, Aaron. He had like little kid root canals, and I can't remember. It's called maybe a pulpotomy, I think is what it's called. So he had to have general, okay? So Doug doesn't do that. He's not a pediatric dentist. Guess what happened? Doug reaches out to a dentist that he doesn't know that's a pediatric dentist by my house. And he says, my name's Doug Argis. I'm a dentist. I'd like to send my grandson to you to have this done. Guys, I can't believe I left this part of the story out. Huxley goes, sees this dentist, Dr. Thomas. He is still Huxley's dentist. Guess what? We have never paid a dime every single time we go to the dentist for Huxley. That's 2 cleanings a year. And since then, he's 13. I would say 3 months ago, he just had another cavity filled. So this kid gets dental work done throughout the year, just like me. We both have bad teeth. This dentist, Dr. Thomas, always puts a big NC and he circles it on our bill. And that means no charge. And this is what, he's almost 14. He's been going to him since he was 2. And we just saw him again for this cavity filling. And every time I go, Dr. Thomas, thank you so much. And he goes, oh, it's a common courtesy. He was like, I would never charge you guys. Wow. And I always want to say, really? Because Doug had to pay for his own exams to inspect my own teeth.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's also amazing that I've never paid for any dental work for Huxley. I mean, I'm like, this guy is a godsend. I'm like, that is incredible that he just did that for Doug and didn't even know Doug. It's just a dentist to dentist thing.
Wow.
But not if you're a Scientologist. You're
not if you're a wise member.
No soup for you.
No soup. Wow. Christy Carey, can you do a live stream fundraiser of Aaron word clearing cooter?
I can, and I'm going to make him do it. If I have to fly to Clearwater,
yeah,
I'm making you do it. Aaron, we need to do it. We need to flatten that.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Sweet Violet says, I woke up during my second spinal surgery to hear them talking about how hairy my ass was. Holy shit! Then was a lot of swearing, and I was back under. My surgeon now can't look me in the eye. Which eye are we talking about?
Oh my God. Wow, that's a story. That's more embarrassing than Aaron's screaming little girl story on the airplane.
Now, I'm assuming Sweet Violet is a woman.
Aaron, right. We all have hair. We all have hair.
It's fun. It's funny regardless. All right, Randy Wilcox, I effing love you too. Aaron, thanks for saying cooter with confidence. You'll get there. They're just words when written.
Exactly. Randy knows what that's about.
Yeah. Okay, Sejar. Aaron, do you have any pets? We love Reese's. Yes, but the space that I record in is not the space where I live. So my pets aren't here. We have a dog. We have a Labradoodle named Goliath. We have a big fat gray cat named Oliver. We have a younger black and white cat named, I think the girls named it Dupe, but I call it Dookie. And then we just fostered the cutest tiny little kitten that is already potty trained, doesn't meow, and doesn't try to scratch all the doors. So I said, we can keep this one if you guys want to. So yeah, those are, we also have a pet snake. Well, my youngest has a pet snake, but I don't know. Yeah, that cute little girl that plays the guitar at the end of all my videos, she has a snake.
That's cool.
And it is kind of cool. And I feel like must be some other pet that I'm missing. Yeah, no, that's it for now. That's all I can remember. Anon says, Reese, what year did you mentally get out of Scientology?
Interesting. I know what you mean by that. I think it was 2019, probably when Fred died, and I was on with Aaron, and Fred was my previous husband who passed away. The church had me come in right after he passed for Aaron, I'm trying to forget all this stuff. It's kind of weird how it's leaving my mind. A loss of a person assist. And the command to that is look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. And I was telling on this live the other day that really kind of shook me because I was so distraught about losing him and just wanting to keep him close still, that particular assist just really made me feel like they were trying to get me to forget about Fred. Just the command itself is kind of look around here and think of something else so Fred doesn't come up. And I think that was the last time I went, except for when Liz Carr passed away. And we talked about that. I went to her funeral last year at the Ideal Org. So I would say, yeah, I started to mentally check out around then. But before that, I was not at all. I was very much under the umbrella.
Cool. Alyssa 1704. Please, you and Reese do once a week live stream. Y'all have magic chemistry. You have the talent to be serious and then make us laugh. Love you both. Well, that is honestly why we have been trying to do so many live streams, because we do like the dynamic. And they say once a week. We've sort of been trying to do once a day, but I've been kind of slammed the last few days.
He keeps standing me up.
I know, and that's why she started doing her own live streams, because she's like, well, I might as well give it a shot, because I'm not going to be able to do a live with Aaron today, and it's been really working out. So we want to do a daily thing, and what we're trying to figure out is, are we just going to always have a couple things that we want to start talking about and just see where it goes, or do we want to set aside a block of time each day, and we'll just figure out how to fill the time, even if we bring on other guests or stuff like that. So it's a work in progress, but yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a lot of stuff one way or the other. Thank you, Alyssa. That's very kind. Well, do you have a little pet name for Alyssa?
Oh, do I? I would call Alyssa a little seahorse. Okay. Just kind of going around.
I've been called worse.
Aaron, I'm just proud of you for saying cooter. I'm going to give you a pass today. Guys, I think you should give a little vote on this. Aaron and I think, should do a show every day, and not even necessarily, Aaron, you're more regimented. On my show, we take it wherever it goes. I kind of like the idea of no topic, just letting it flow. Clearly, we have the ability to do that. And Aaron is like Howard Stern, and I'm his Robin.
There you go.
I think we should do it.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're clearly gonna keep doing something, and we're just gonna we just have to figure out what the best thing to do is. But our fallback is just to do a chat. Just try to do a chat every day. And anyway, I'm excited about it because it's a lot of fun.
I've been excited about it. But then I find myself being alone.
It's true.
Talking to my friends.
It's been a crazy couple days.
It has.
Jen Nelson is back again. Have dentures now, and my hubby has good insurance. Had good insurance. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's great.
TMB. We need a Reese's Rebel Monkeys t-shirt, please. Have they settled on are they calling themselves the Reese's Rebel Monkeys?
I suppose. Again, I'm kind of confused on this. Are they supposed to pick it? Are they supposed to decide?
Kind of. But then you go, who is they? Like, who amongst them shall be the one to choose? It seems like one just sort of rises to the top, like the cream. So just give it a little bit. Something will become obvious. Like mine's just the AA team. I like that.
That's cute. What happens once they decide?
I don't know. Then you got to make merch, I guess.
Who? Me?
I'll show you how to do all that. I'll show you how to do all that.
I don't know anything.
Yeah. Lisa Marchbanks. So why are y'all depriving us of soup in this live? Love you, Reese. You fluffy little house shoe, you. Oh my God, that's amazing.
They come up with the best names. I love how this is caught on. I love it.
Lisa, you'll find out why it's no soup for you if you watch when you watch the replay. Yes. It has to do with dental work, dental payment plans.
Scientologists.
My wind went AWOL 2006. I almost spit my coffee when it read that one comment, y'all. I was at a stoplight and had just taken a sip. At this point, I don't even know which one,
Yeah, that's the goal.
ML, we need a Nora, Reese, and Aaron chat. Oh, that would be a lot of fun. I've been meaning to do a stream with Nora now, probably. It feels like 2 weeks. In fact, she had like all last week available. She's like, let me know anytime you want to do a stream. I'm like, yes, absolutely. No doubt. And I just never, the days, the hours, the weeks, they go by so fast when you get old. You'll understand when you're 42 like me.
I need to meet this Nora. I keep hearing really good things.
Oh, have you not seen any of her videos? I'll send you her channel. Channel.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Tori says, bring Nora in. Friday night SPTV cocktail hour with you three would be hilarious. Yes, it would be. Oh, speaking of SPTV, guys, when Reese and I finished our chat, our live chat on Monday, I checked the calendar and I said, holy shit, it's Monday night. I totally forgot to schedule a Monday night live. The fact that we started at 7:00 and went for 2 hours was pure coincidence. I told Goldie afterwards, I said, Goldie, I can't believe it. I totally spaced. And she goes, I just thought you guys were doing the Monday Night Live. I was like, no, I didn't even call it the SPTV Monday Night Live. That's how crazy the last 2 weeks have been for me. But anyway, it was awesome. We had a blast.
It went well. Yeah, I thought I had a great time.
Yeah. Christine says, yes, daily lives. Love you both so much. Yeah. We're gonna work
toward that. We need to get his schedule lined up. Yeah. We're gonna work toward it.
Well, let's call it a wrap for today. Scientology has officially responded to Leah's lawsuit, and I'll be bringing you guys that later this evening. That's juicy and hilarious. And as always, we're streaming live on Reese's channel as well. And actually, let me just, before we dip, show everyone Relatable Reese. That's her channel right there. Go check it out. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you next time.
Until the very end. See you later.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.